Welcome to this week's edition of Outdoors Online, a weekly webcast produced by the North Dakota Game and Fish Department. I'm your host, Tom Jensen. My guest this week is RJ Gross. RJ is an upland bird biologist with Game and Fish. We've already covered the grouse and partridge previews for you this year, so we're going to focus strictly on pheasants in this webcast. RJ, how's the season look?
Well, Tom, it's not looking too bad. We just finished up summarizing our late summer roadside counts. Pheasants, they're down a little bit this year compared to last year, about 10%. But last year was such a good year, to kind of take that with a grain of salt. I was really hopeful coming into the spring. We had a good winter. Lots of adults came through in good shape. Growing counts were up a little bit, but weather didn't exactly cooperate this year, so that kind of led to the decline in the pheasants for this year.
Is that how you make your predictions with these roadside
Yep,
counts?
absolutely. We do. It's approximately 100 counts that our cooperators do. They're 20-mile long routes that we go out and drive, same as the crowing counts. Yep. We look at year-to-year comparison of number of adult pheasants observed, brood size, and we look at that, compare that year to year. That kind of determines how the population is doing coming into the fall hunting season.
What I want to do for this preview, RJ, is split the state up into 4 distinct geographic regions and cover them one at a time. Okay, let's start with the Northeast.
Yep, the Northeast. Not exactly our traditional pheasant hotspot, but still pheasants to be found. Most of the pheasants there are going to be down south, kind of towards the interstate. This year it'll be about the same as last year. Biologist cooperators saw about the same amount of pheasants, broods, things like that. So where there's actually good pheasant habitat in that district, there should be pheasants to be found.
All right, let's move on to the Southeast. Now this is an area that used to be very good pheasant land. The habitat has kind of changed over the years. How are we looking now?
Yep, yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head. It's definitely a changing landscape down there. That's kind of where we're losing the most of our CRP, so that's discouraging. This year they were down a little bit. Brood size, number of pheasant observed, unfortunately, but I think down there, wherever you can actually find the habitat, it's going to be very localized. It's still, the habitat there is good, it's just limited.
So you'll find pockets of birds if you look hard enough.
Absolutely, yeah. Might have to do a couple extra sloughs, a couple extra walks, things like that.
Let's move on to the Northwest.
Yep, Northwest was actually a bright spot this year. As I was summarizing our data, I was quite happy, but number of pheasants observed was up 128%, and broods observed was up 161%. And that sounds like a lot, but the Northwest, again, isn't our traditional habitat, but it's still good to see. And a lot of the state, either in the Southwest we had bad drought, or everywhere else they had too much rain, hail events, things like that. Northwest was good. They had good nesting habitat, good brood habitat, and they had a good insect hatch, and that came through in our survey. So I think hunters should be able to find plenty of birds out there with lots getting added to the population.
Sure, weather's a little more temperate out that far west and things, so
absolutely.
things are going well.
Yep.
The bread and butter spot, I guess if you want to call it that, of course, the Southwest.
The Southwest. And this year it was down 20% compared to last year. But again, last year was such a good year, great production, things like that. So even though they're down, that's still our best area. It's going to be the most pheasants, best habitat. So hunters should still find plenty of birds down there. Again, you might just have to walk an extra cattail slough.
Are you finding any trouble spots with the pheasant population?
No trouble as far as the population. I'm actually happy with the population. The thing that concerns me is the changing of the landscape, all the CRP we're losing. In our heyday, we had 3.3 million acres. I think right now we're around 1 million acres. So, as people are going to see, as we continue to lose this habitat, pheasants are going to keep going down, down, down type of thing.
Any regulation changes that hunters need to know about in the proclamation?
Nope, not this year. Just encourage everyone to look at your small game proclamation, be up to date on the regulations and rules.
All right, another good year.
Yeah, hope so.
All right, thanks, RJ.
Thank you.
You can help protect wildlife from poachers during the North Dakota hunting seasons this fall. Use the RAP line. RAP stands for Report All Poachers. If you witness what you think is a violation of a hunting or fishing law, call the RAP line. The number is 800-472-2121. Gather all the information you can about the violators, things such as physical description, clothing, year and make of a vehicle or boat, even a license number would help. Do not confront the individual yourself. Let the game wardens do that. You will remain anonymous, and you might even be eligible for a cash reward. Again, the Report All Poachers number is 800-472-2121. For RJ Gross and the rest of the staff here at North Dakota Game and Fish, thanks for joining us for Outdoors Online. See you again next week.